Welcome to the Ontario Mortgage and Real Estate Insights podcast, your go-to source for the latest developments, trends, and regulatory changes in the industry. I'm your host, Steve Hamoen, here to provide you with insights sourced from reputable news outlets to help you stay informed and make well-informed decisions. This podcast is brought to you by Real Approved Inc., a trusted mortgage brokerage, dedicated to helping Canadians achieve their homeownership dreams. Visit realapproved.ca to learn more about how their experienced team can assist you with your mortgage needs. Let's dive into today's episode. Today we're discussing a significant report from RBC Economics regarding home affordability in Canada. This report brings a mix of good news and ongoing challenges for Canadians looking to own a home. According to the report, home ownership costs have eased for 3 consecutive quarters. This is a positive trend, as it indicates that some of the financial pressures on prospective homeowners are beginning to lift. RBC measures home affordability by evaluating the share of income a median household would need to cover mortgage payments, property taxes, and utilities. At the end of 2023, this figure had reached an all-time high of 63.8%. However, it has since fallen to 58.4% as of the third quarter of 2024. While this is a marked improvement, the bank notes that homeownership is still a stretch for many Canadians, with affordability measures remaining close to their worst-ever levels in many major markets. The improvements in affordability have been driven by several factors. Key among these are depreciating property values, interest rate cuts by the Bank of Canada, and household income growth. RBC highlights that median household income in Canada rose by an average of 4.4% in the second and third quarters of this year compared to the same period last year. The bank attributes much of the improvement to these sizable income rises, which have been supported by firm nominal wage gains. Looking ahead, RBC expects further relief in home affordability in 2025. The bank anticipates additional interest rate cuts by the Bank of Canada and continued, albeit moderating, growth in household income. In their base case scenario, they foresee small increases in home prices, moderate drops in longer-term interest rates, and steady, though diminishing, income gains through the end of 2025. The report also highlights regional variations in affordability improvements. Markets like Vancouver, Victoria, and Toronto have seen the largest gains. However, it's important to note that Vancouver remains the most unaffordable housing market in Canada. Despite the improvements, covering home ownership expenses in Vancouver still demands a staggering 96.7% of a median household's income. Moving on to our next topic, we delve into the recent news surrounding the acquisition of Canadian Western Bank by National Bank of Canada. This acquisition has finally received its final regulatory approval, a significant milestone for both institutions. The $5 billion all-share deal was initially announced back in June and is now set to close by February 3, 2025, following final approval from the Minister of Finance. This acquisition has been in the works for quite some time, having already received prior approvals from the Office of the Superintendent of Financial Institutions and the Competition Bureau in September. It's worth noting that the shareholders of Canadian Western Bank showed overwhelming support for this deal, with an impressive 99.78% voting in favor during a special meeting earlier this year. The acquisition marks a significant expansion for National Bank into Western Canada, particularly into key markets like Alberta and British Columbia. Laurent Ferreira, President and Chief Executive Officer of National Bank, expressed excitement over this new chapter, emphasizing how this move strengthens National Bank's position across the country and facilitates growth in Western Canada. With the final regulatory approval now secured, both National Bank and Canadian Western Bank are committed to ensuring a smooth transition for clients and employees. They have assured that more details will be provided in the coming weeks as the transaction approaches completion. Chris Fowler, President and Chief Executive Officer of Canadian Western Bank, also highlighted the positive outcomes of this acquisition, noting the opportunity to offer clients a more comprehensive product and service platform on a national scale. Fowler emphasized their intention to maintain the personalized service and regional expertise that their clients have come to expect. National Bank's strategic decision to acquire Canadian Western Bank is a calculated effort to deepen its presence in Western Canada's growing financial markets. While National Bank already holds a strong position in Quebec and Eastern Canada, this acquisition diversifies its geographical footprint and expands its product offerings. The deal not only accelerates National Bank's growth ambitions in Western Canada, but also offers Canadian Western Bank's clients the broader resources and capabilities of one of Canada's largest financial institutions. National Bank, one of Canada's 6 systemically important banks, comes with $462 billion in assets and a strong presence across various business segments. Edmonton-based Canadian Western Bank has built its reputation as the only full-service bank in Canada, with a dedicated focus on the financial needs of businesses and their owners. With a total loan portfolio of nearly $38 billion, including $6.6 billion in commercial mortgages and $7 billion in personal loans and mortgages, the acquisition will bring 65,000 new customers and nearly 40 branches under National Bank's umbrella. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Ontario Mortgage and Real Estate Insights podcast. We hope you found today's insights valuable as you navigate the world of mortgages and real estate. Before you go, a quick reminder: Real Approved is here to make your mortgage journey smoother. Whether you're buying your first home or refinancing, their experienced team is ready to guide you with personalized support every step of the way. Visit realapproved.ca to get started and take the next step toward achieving your homeownership goals. Catch you next time and stay informed with the latest industry insights.